The stormy night painted the sky with streaks of lightning, casting eerie shadows across the deserted gas station on the outskirts of town. The air was thick with the scent of rain as it pelted the old, worn-out roof, and the only sounds were the howling wind and the occasional crackle of thunder. Jake, a weary traveler low on gas, pulled into the station, relieved to have found shelter from the tempestuous weather. He glanced around, noticing the flickering lights casting an unsettling glow on the empty pumps. As he stepped out of his car, a shiver ran down his spine, though he couldn't quite put his finger on why. The door creaked as he pushed it open, revealing a dimly lit interior with rows of dusty snacks and a flickering fluorescent light above the counter. Behind it stood an elderly attendant, his weathered face obscured in the shadows. Jake's unease grew as he realized the attendant's eyes were fixed on him, unblinking. Ignoring the discomfort, Jake approached the counter, asking for a fill-up. The attendant's response was a low, gravelly mumble, barely audible above the raging storm outside. Jake felt a chill down his spine, but he handed over his credit card, trying to brush off his growing sense of unease. As the attendant processed the payment, the lights flickered, momentarily plunging the station into darkness. When they came back on, Jake's heart skipped a beat. Standing just behind the attendant was a figure, obscured by darkness, with piercing, glowing eyes fixated on him. Panic surged through Jake, but he dismissed it as a trick of the light. When the transaction was complete, Jake hurried back to his car, casting furtive glances back at the station. But as he turned the ignition, the car sputtered and died. Panic set in as he realized he was stranded, with the gas station as his only refuge from the storm. Reluctantly, he ventured back inside to ask for help. The door creaked shut behind him, and a bone-chilling silence greeted him. The attendant was gone, leaving behind an empty, shadow-filled room. Suddenly, the lights went out, plunging Jake into total darkness. Frantic, he fumbled for his phone, using its feeble light to guide him back to the counter. But there, etched in the dust, were ominous words: "Leave before it finds you." Before Jake could react, a cold breath grazed his neck, sending a shiver down his spine. He turned to see the figure from before, its eyes now burning like hot coals, inches away from him. Terrified, Jake bolted toward the door, adrenaline pumping through his veins. As he pushed against it, a ghostly voice whispered in his ear, "You shouldn't have stopped here." With one final push, Jake burst through the door and ran into the storm, the chilling laughter of unseen entities echoing behind him. He never looked back, speeding away from the desolate gas station, praying he had escaped whatever malevolent force dwelled within its forsaken walls.